Hey guys, so if you're trying to make your guitar samples sound more realistic, but you're still struggling to playing your own guitar, then I of course got you, bro. But all jokes aside, I've actually been in the exact same position. I'm actually still struggling with the guitar, and to be honest, I actually prefer making my own samples using VSTs and plugins on my PC. So today I'm pretty much gonna show you guys how you can make your guitar samples sound more realistic without even knowing how to play a guitar. So we're pretty much only going to use stuff we have on our PC like plugins, and I'm even gonna show you guys a crazy trick that I barely see anybody using that actually really changed the way I make realistic guitar samples. So make sure you guys stick around for that. And without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so we're in FL. The first thing I'm going to do is just lower the BPM to about 90 right here. And now we want to choose a guitar sound. So my go-to guitar sound for realistic sounding stuff is definitely this picked acoustic guitar in Contact. It definitely has a realistic feel to it, and it almost actually sounds like a real guitar. As for the key, it's going to be C minor. So to start off with, you actually want to think of this piano roll right here. So the notes you want to be playing is pretty much going to be something from the real guitar. Of course, without going into too much detail, I'm just going to start off with the C right here. And to make it simple, you have all these gray highlighted notes right here. They're the notes that are in the scale. You can't pretty much go wrong with them. Now I also want to use this A sharp, but instead of having it down here, I'm just going to pitch it up by 2 octaves. Now just extend these out here. And already we actually have the first trick to more realistic sounding guitars. So usually when people are playing a guitar, you would pretty much see them playing 2 notes at the same time. The difference is though, when they hit the 2 strings, they usually aren't being played at the same time. This is just because it's something natural. So to make the sample sound more realistic, you actually want to highlight this first note right here, hold Alt on your keyboard and move this note slightly to the side. So you can hear the notes are being played at the same time, but they're slightly off each other. Now for the next note, I'm going to use this D right here. And then again, I want to go back to this A sharp, but this time I'm just going to pitch it up by 1 octave. So trick number 2 is actually to use more of the same notes, just invert them in different octaves. So you see we have this A sharp right here and an A sharp down here. And as you can see, it's actually the same note. This one is just 1 octave higher than this one. So now we're going to combine these 2 tricks into one. So we're going to do the same trick for this first note right here. We're going to put this D sharp right here and move it slightly to the side again. So now we have the first part done. Now I just want to move this up in the scale. So we're going to go for the D and the D sharp. Just as you can see, we've used this D sharp and this D right here. So we're still keeping the notes consistent. And again, use this A sharp right here. Since they're on the same time, we want to move it slightly to the side again. And now bring back the C so we can have this right here and switch it up slightly with this F. Just move the C slightly to the side again. So now we have a cool pattern that sounds like this. So we pretty much have the realistic feel from the chords, but as you can probably hear, the guitar stops a bit abruptly. So to change that up, you actually want to extend these notes all the way like this. The reason why you're doing this is actually because if you're playing a real guitar, you would usually see the string moving or even making a noise, and this is because it hasn't been stopped yet. So if you make sure to extend these notes, you're basically going to give the same feel to it. Now I'm going to extend these notes over here, then we can cut these 2 and do the same trick again. So we're pretty much just moving the notes slightly to the side. It makes a huge difference when you have them all combined together. Now to make this super unique, we're actually going to drag this all the way out and only having this note playing. The reason why we're doing this is actually because we want to have a slap hitting right here. So if you're playing the guitar, sometimes the guitarist would slap the notes, so it would stop all the strings, but it would add like a percussion feel to it. So to get that percussion feel, you can use different type of sounds. You can find some packs with guitar percussion. I think Ample Guitar Lite also has it. That's a free plugin you can go check out. But since I have this Sketch Nylon guitar in Contact, I'm just going to use this one since I know it has a lot of percussion sounds. So the trick is actually to put the slap where the clap would usually go. So if I would put in a clap like this, it would go right here, but we don't want to have the clap there, we want to have a slap. So as you can see, the clap would go right here. So right here, I'm going to add a slap. So I'm just going to look through these slaps right here. I really like how this D sounds. So let's see how this guitar percussion sounds with the guitar melody. I actually prefer this C sharp 7, but it definitely makes the guitar sample more realistic. So I'm just going to go back here and see if we can add some more notes. Let's try this D here as well. I really like how this last part sounded with the guitar slap here as well, but we want to switch it up a little bit on this second part, so I'm just going to add a nice little transition to the next part. So we'll just see if we can add some notes right here. Just move them slightly again. So for the slap, I'm going to switch between this note and this note, just because they sound a little bit different. So it makes it even more realistic because we're not doing the same sound twice. Now the last trick is definitely to randomize the velocity right here. If a human is playing this, it's basically impossible to having the exact same velocity on each hit. So we're just going to randomize by by hitting Alt-R, and you can also adjust it a little bit manually just so it's not too robotic. So that's pretty much a super nice way to make your guitar samples sound realistic, especially with these guitar percussion sounds right here. That's literally a trick I barely see anybody using. So make sure you implement that one for your own samples. Alright, so the next trick I'm going to show you guys is actually for the counter melody. If you want to have a nice sounding counter melody, I usually like going for some guitar phrases. So you can actually find a lot of nice guitar phrases using Arcade. So if you guys still haven't tried Arcade, you can actually go to my link down in the description. It's pretty much just going to give you 1 month completely free. So you can at least just give it a shot if you want to. Now I found this nice electric guitar in Memento, and the reason why guitar phrases are sounding so nice, it's actually because it's live played, but it's synced to your BPM. So I'm just going to use this E5 note right here. So it really enhances the guitar we've already made. Now, just so we can complement the electric guitar a little bit, I'm just going to add some slight reverb to the original guitar we made, and also just some EQ so we can shapen out the sound a bit. Now lastly, we can obviously add a bass. So I'm just going to use this Scarby Rickenbacker bass in Contact. It's a super popular bass. I've seen a lot of people using this one, but it's very realistic sounding, so it would actually fit perfectly for this sample we're making. That's pretty much my secrets to making a real guitar sample. Now I think we can quickly just put some drums over this, just so we can get a nice feeling to the sample. So all the drums I'm using are coming from my No Limit drum kit. First link down below if you want to go check it out. So I'm putting a little bit of a pause right here, just so we can enhance that slap of the guitar. Just some nice perks. I feel like adding just some plain and simple kicks to this, not too complicated. Something like this. Just something super simple like this, just to get a feel for the guitar sample. I think that's it. So that's pretty much it, guys. I really hope you guys learned something new for this one. I feel like it's a very unique way to make guitar samples, especially with the percussion. So if you guys like this video, make sure you go check out my website. It's BBMarko.com. I've got plenty of free sample packs, drum kits, and so on. Besides that, I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.